What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Plaid Couch Podcast. Today I'm joined by,
Matty Ice.
I'm Tegan.
and I'm Jaylene. So, how's everybody doing this week?
How are you doing, Jalen?
I am a little hungover, if you can't tell. I was out late last night, but it was a good time.
What do you say, like 3 in the morning?
Well, I ended up staying at my mom's, but we were up watching a movie until 3 a.m.
Awesome.
And then I crashed in her recliner at her house, and I drove home at 8:30 this morning and went back to bed.
Mine was a lot less eventful because it was 10 o'clock and I was tired, so I went to sleep.
I don't go out like that much anymore. So I can't even tell you the last time I've been drunk like that, and my body just cannot handle it. I don't know if I'm getting too old or I'm out of practice or what, but
I think you're out of practice.
I just need to do it more, and then I'll feel better. So
We are not professional health people, so
we're not professional alcoholics either.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I'm in my old man phase. I finished editing a video at 6 o'clock. Made dinner for myself. Gizmo's on some medicine right now. He's been a little sick. So after I made dinner, he and I just cozied up, and I fell asleep on the couch for a little bit until he woke me up.
Do you have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like a Friday night, falling asleep on the couch and then making that journey to bed. It's just it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then not having to set an alarm the next day.
Oh, that's
It's
the best part.
oh,
Except,
get to sleep in till 8:30.
yeah, I was gonna say my body's still on an internal.
Yeah.
Fucking
alarm.
my body woke me
so-
up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
today.
I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, and every weekend I wake up, I just go, I know it's early in the morning, but how early? And I look,
You just don't want to check.
I was trying to go back to sleep, but my body was like, nope, time to get up.
You're up.
yep.
Oh, booped your head, poor guy. But
I will say Thursday night, I got maybe 4 hours of sleep because I woke up at 2 a.m. because Black Ops 6 released. I was going to get up at midnight, but then the midnight alarm went off and I said no. So I went back to sleep, woke up at 2, and I was up from 2 to midnight. Yeah. No, 2
2 to midnight.
No, 2 to 10. 2 to
Okay.
10.
Say that's a
There was
so wide a long time.
yeah. 2 to 10 p.m.
Here's how long it's been since I played Call of Duty. I played Warzone a little bit with you and Guy.
And me.
Yeah.
I played it for just this much time, not a lot.
But when I saw it was Black Ops 6, I was like, what happened to 4 and 5? I remember Black Ops 3. I never played Black Ops 3. I was like, I don't remember seeing anything for Black Ops 4 or 5.
It's the big one when we were in school. Was it Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
That one I kind of remember.
That was a great successor to the original
Mhm.
Black Ops. But yeah, Black Ops 4 and 5 is Cold War.
Oh,
Though 4 went under my radar. I had no idea there was a fourth one, but I did play Cold War, and my sister had Black Ops 4. I'm like, when did they come out with this? It's been years at this point, and I'm like, oh shit.
You're behind, Maddie.
But now I'm up to date with my Call of Duty. It's a lot of fun. There's a new mechanic where if you get behind somebody and you melee them, you grab them and you can use them as a human shield. But the best part is you can talk to them too, even if they're on the
Wow.
opposite team. You can't usually do that, but if you grab somebody, you can shit talk them. And I was able to get somebody last night at or yesterday at 2 in the morning. It's like, hey, you enjoying Call of Duty Black Ops 6? And he just goes, hey, daddy. And I kill him right then and there. It's a great mechanic, dude. It's so fun.
I remember when Guy and I would play on the scuffed Xbox 360
Mhm.
because we would make multiple accounts because at one point they were given a week of Xbox Live away for free. So we just kept making a bunch of accounts
Damn.
to get free Xbox Live. And we would play Modern Warfare 3. We were by no means good, but we would talk the most shit. It'd be like, your team sucks. You suck. And they're like, you guys literally did nothing. It don't matter. We didn't need to carry with yours, bitch ass.
That's awesome. Oh, kids these days wouldn't be able to survive an OG Call of Duty lobby.
I couldn't survive.
I could barely survive that too.
There's a reason I didn't play any like shooters like that.
The community's a lot more respectful towards women now.
Well, also I was just bad at them, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle that. People in like the Overwatch servers would be really nasty, and I just like never would wear a headset because I'm like, fuck that. I just want to play Zarya.
That's fucked up how
I
gamers
mean,
treat women.
for the longest time, I wouldn't play like online games just because of how toxic a lot of fan bases are. So, but yeah, when you got a good group of friends playing with you, it don't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's because they're never shitting on you. It's they're too busy shitting on me. They're still shitting on the only
Usually
one.
it's just Burr guy shitting on you.
I
Tegan will take his jabs in. You're usually the nice one to me.
Someone's got to do it.
and then if we
It's a hard job, but somebody's.
and then if there's a fifth member, they're just like, guys, you don't have to be so mean to Jay Lee.
Yeah, anytime we get a new person in our gaming circle, because I think I talked about this on a prior podcast with Fortnite, and right away it was Burguy's brother-in-law, and he felt really bad. I'm like, dude, don't. You're gonna see why here in a minute. I promise. It's okay.
They're just trying to make you better.
Yeah, I guess. So, but it would be different if you guys were complete strangers. But it's like we've been friends forever, so it doesn't bother me. Sometimes it does. Our latest MPL, I was actually getting pissed at you when
I set the controller down.
Like, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm like, I will walk
Pick
out.
that up. Pick that up right now.
It's like, listen, I know I suck, and you can clown on me, but I hate when it's like I'm just not gonna do anything, and she's still gonna lose. It's like that shit makes me just want to start like.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I just watched the video, but she was going for me, and I was able to wiggle out of the way, and she just right on the ground, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, but fucking hate being a woman. Good God, hate being a woman bad at video games. I hate working with you guys.
Like,
yeah,
suck.
Yeah, this is actually awful. Like, this is torture for me right now.
She's
right now. This podcast.
She's wearing her glasses because she's crying right now. She doesn't want us to
take them off, and it's
do my mascara. It's all the way down here.
You guys are too mean to me.
I can't take it.
No, but I mean, recently, I say recently, but it's been a few weeks now where you've started to upload TikToks.
Yeah, we're on TikTok now, finally.
You've been killing it.
Yeah. Look at me just being like, yeah, I have been.
Yeah. She has been.
And
it's funny shit.
And I messaged you almost immediately, just like, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like, the moments I picked are just obviously funny moments, but like, even I'll watch it back, I'm like, that's so fucking funny.
Highlight it.
Yeah, but it is really good. If you're listening to this and have not yet seen the TikToks, Instagram Reels.
Yeah, eventually it will be YouTube Shorts. We just haven't posted on YouTube yet.
I highly recommend them.
Yeah,
not just because it's us, but
yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah.
Follow us on TikTok. But yeah, thank you.
But I also appreciate that because I know you messaged me just saying, hey, ignore that email from TikTok, but I like that you were like, I'm not even gonna ask, I'm gonna work on this and get these uploaded.
I knew eventually that it's something that we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And I had sort of talked about, like, even before I think before we even started doing the podcast, I was like, I want to start making TikTok short form content. It's just the fact of like actually doing it, and the podcast has really helped because I know our editing software really well now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I've mastered it by any means, but it's like
you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I can edit a video like it doesn't take me very long. Podcast a little bit more just because it's longer content, but it's like I can edit a TikTok in like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that has definitely helped. Now it's just figuring out how to use TikTok and fucking Instagram Reels. I hate Instagram Reels.
But I mean, really, anything YouTube related is just trial after trial, figuring out what works for you.
Most things, though.
Well, yeah. Like the Lethal Company video we had that came out a few weeks ago. It, as soon as I got used to a lot of our gameplay format of gameplay, us on the couch, I could have those in multiple layers. This threw it in where it was like 3 different videos. So trying to edit that, it was like it's basically square one again for me. So while editing, I made some notes on things I could do better than that. But yeah, I just want to give you your flowers on the podcast as well. I mean, I try my best to highlight the stuff that you guys are doing well. So it's a team effort here, and
Oh yeah,
it's really awesome how far we've come in the last
almost here.
9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not well. Yeah.
Yeah, a little over 9 months
Yeah.
at the release of this podcast. Yeah, I mean, it used to take me like a whole week to edit a Reddit video just because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, it's like, yeah, I completely edit the podcast way different than when I first started editing them. So
But yeah, it just takes
just kind of, like you said, trial and error. But
Yeah.
that's any like creative thing.
Yeah.
Do. And it's usually gonna suck the first couple times you do it.
Just put it out there.
But you gotta get in your groove. And even if it sucks, there's usually something that people can latch onto or
Yep.
something to be proud of.
Yeah.
I think that with our first video all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of cringy, but it's like there's definitely moments in there where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, you can see how it's evolved from that.
Yeah, and maybe down the line we'll like unlist some of our older videos, but
Keep them up.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Keep them
It's-
up.
It's the journey, not the
Yeah.
destination.
yeah, it's one of those things. It won't be because it's like, oh, this is so embarrassing. But if our content reached a certain spot, then if it made logical sense, then
Yeah.
that would be why. It's like the welcome to Plaid Couch video.
Yeah,
That one was unlisted just because.
it served its purpose.
Yes, it served
It
its
doesn't make
purpose.
sense now in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. So
But yeah, I feel like we're just on our own high horse right now. Like our channel's so good.
It is.
It is good though. We've put out some bangers lately. It's like not that I'm not normally excited when we release videos, but it's like
yeah,
like our Lethal Company video that you mentioned. I got that notification. I'm like, oh, I cannot fucking wait to watch this. Whereas sometimes if it's a video that I remember filming, it's like, yeah, I could maybe wait to watch this one.
I clicked on that notification so fast.
I was at work, and normally I won't because I listen to a lot of music and stuff or podcasts at work. Normally I'll wait to watch Plaid Couch stuff when I get home.
Yeah.
Because I am like actively working when I do it.
Mm.
I was at work like doing stuff for my job and was just listening to that video because I just couldn't fucking wait. Then I went home and I rewatched it and actually watched it. It's so funny.
That's why I have the Friday upload release at 4:00
Mhm.
because on Fridays I usually get off work around 3:30, 4:00. So I either listen to it on the drive home or like I'll get home,
And then watch it.
watch it while I'm letting Gizmo outside just to make sure there's no errors too big. So yeah, I mean, not to toot our own horn, but I think we definitely keep finding that rhythm
Yeah.
that allows us to still keep that friend dynamic, but translating it better to a YouTube video.
hmm
Because sometimes you just have that friend dynamic, but as soon as you record it, it's like, oh, that didn't.
It doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think it carries over pretty well. We've also been friends for like way too long, which I think helps.
Yeah.
It's not like we've just been friends for just a couple years. It's like, we used to like hang out at the middle school dances together. Us specifically.
I was gonna say
I was attending my sister's senior night last night for the football game they had, and I was thinking back to when I was in marching band, looking down at the kids down there. I'm like, oh man, I miss marching band because Tegan showed up for surprise visits every now and again, but it was
You would more like would hang out with pep band.
yeah.
I remember you would sit with the pep band at the basketball games.
But I always thought to our practices, hanging out with Jaylene and Burguy. It's like, man, I can't believe we've been friends for this long.
That's crazy.
And then I think again, I'm like, shit. I only learned how to read the fucking field notes when I was a senior.
Yeah, I don't know how familiar like you and the audience is with like marching band, but for like your show to figure out where you're marching on the field, you get these what the fuck were they called?
They were just papers.
They were called something, but it was like papers, and then each paper would be like each like movement at the show, and then you would like flip, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna move like your X is like on the 50-yard line on this page, and then the next page you got to get over to the 40, and then it's set up like a grid. And Matthew learned how to read those his senior year of high school.
Huh?
And I'm like, how did you march? Because I
was a good guesser.
I will say he never like looked out of place from what I noted.
Well,
Yeah, right.
I mean,
was
our
kinda
marching
blended.
band was also like 20 people,
That's
so
true.
it wasn't like anyone was spectating it.
That's true.
Huh?
But like, yeah, that's crazy to me. You should have asked that to help you.
I don't think I would have understood if I did ask anyway.
Just had to click in your brain.
Yeah.
Matthew,
I remember taking the paper, I'm looking at it, I said, why the fuck can't I read this shit? And then I'm looking, I'm like really studying it, and I'm like, well, what if I because I would look at the paper, like, not in the orientation it was written.
You have to look at it like you're looking at the field.
At the field.
Like you're standing at the 50 right in front of it looking at the field.
Yeah.
That's how you have to read the charts.
on the
And then you have to translate it by actually being on the field. So it does get a little tricky at first, but it's like 4 years, Matthew.
Yeah. 5 actually.
Oh, because you joined early, yeah.
Yeah.
5 years, Matthew.
Matthew is the wide receiver who gets the playbook and is just like, I'm running my own route.
Yeah.
You're right. But I
that
saw
would be Matthew.
I saw a little footnote, and I don't know if the band teacher did this just for my paper, but it was like field commander viewpoint on the outside of the field. So I'm like, well, let me stand here. I turn, I face the field. I'm like, oh shit. I'm supposed to go on the 30-yard line right there.
It's like in a movie that has a twist at the end where it's showing you all the pieces. He's like, oh my God.
It's like the end of Fight
And
Club.
then I became unstoppable my senior year and got an award for it was
Most
like
improved.
most improved and like this Sousa.
You didn't get the
too.
Sousa award.
Susan B. Anthony.
They had like because I
I
remember
want a plaque on a wall.
I
forget.
know it wasn't. I know who won the Sousa award. That's why I know you didn't get it. But they had like I think most improved, and then like they
Best
would have
marker.
most outstanding, like senior, junior, all that. So it
Oh.
might have been one of those.
Yeah. Either way, I
Yeah.
earned my spot my senior year on a plaque that's on the wall at the school. So
Maybe.
no, I used to work there. I know it's there.
They may have taken it down by
They
now.
better not.
They
Ju-
kept
ju-
taking it down, and then Matthew would go into work his shift, and he put it back up.
This
Like
keeps
30
getting knocked in the
bucks or
trash
so.
can. Yeah, someone looks at it, sees your name, and goes,
But I think you might have got most outstanding marching bandsman. Now that I think about
I
it,
think that was it.
because I know who got the Sousa award, and I got most outstanding junior and senior 2 years in a row.
Mhm.
So those were kind of like, hey, you did good, but not good enough to like have a plaque on the wall. But we'll give you a plaque to take home and put on your wall. So
I could have won it.
I was I became once I figured out that sheet, I became unstoppable
Yeah.
that year.
it's like, oh, Jaylene, you could read the fucking marching band charts since day one. Nah, you're not the best. But Matthew, that actually says a lot though that you were in marching band for that long and like we're good at it. I didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you that.
Thanks, Gavin. I appreciate you.
Shout out. I'm gonna leave that in too.
Yeah.
Gavin was a real one. But yeah. I will say those were like fun memories, but I don't like miss marching band. Like I don't want to go back to a marching band practice or
No,
like
I don't.
I was gonna say there are days where I'll like think of something I did in high school. I was like, oh yeah, that was a nice day, but
that's fun for the time. But
Yeah.
it's like then you have to think like the whole experience of it all. And it's like I don't want to be a teenage girl ever again in my fucking
Same.
life. You got no comment for that. You're just not gonna.
Matthew's still living in his high school.
Yeah, he saved by his band award.
He's got a letter jacket on, just standing out the high
I
school.
never
Just
got a letter
I
jacket.
never got a letter jacket either.
no, he got one custom made.
He got one after high school. He's like, oh,
Marching bands.
Imagine peaking in high school, dude.
I'm starting to think you did.
No, oh, no.
We did not peak in high school. We were not cool enough. No way. No way did I peak in high school. But
Being a teenage boy, I could do without that again. So, especially with how bad I smelled every day, no matter how many times I took a shower.
you
I
need
told
more-
you a shower's not just spraying yourself with Axe.
Yeah, you just need more Axe body spray. I think it's the problem.
If I could go back in time, I would slap the shit out of my little self and say, "Put that axe in the trash, and go get some good stuff."
You know what? Since we are on the topic of high school, what is like one of the first thoughts that come into your mind when you're thinking of your high school days?
Like high school itself, or like
Yeah.
myself, like in that time period.
Either or just like in high school, what's a memory you have?
Shit, just one. Can I have time to think about it, or is it like
Yeah.
on the spot?
Yeah, Matthew, do you have yours or?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
This was also my senior year. I really popped off my senior year because I knew I wasn't gonna stay there. I knew it was it, so I
He already made it, so fuck it, all that.
um.
I think I know what you might say.
So we had this class called the Nova Lab where
Oh no, I don't.
you would take like college courses,
Mhm.
just extracurricular stuff, and I did law enforcement and criminology, and I spent a lot of my time there because my senior year I didn't have a lot of classes that I had to do,
Mhm.
so I just work on my stuff in there, and people would people would pay me to do these outlines for social studies because apparently it's nobody knew how to do it. People would
It
be-
wasn't that people didn't know how to do it. It just it took time to do.
yeah, it not even honestly. I got so good at that I
Yeah.
could get it
Well,
done in 10 minutes.
They were like easy, just write down some bullshit.
Yeah. So
you go.
people would actually come to me in the Nova Lab. It's like, hey, can you do my outline for me? And I'm like, yeah. So I write down the intro paragraph in the book and then the highlighted words, and that's all you need. And they keep coming back and coming back, and I made some pretty good money just by doing that. And
Jeez.
then I would use that money when a friend and I would play cards in the Nova Lab when we were done with our stuff, which we didn't have a deck of cards, but Austin being the badass that he is, he just drew his own deck with index cards. So we had a
Okay.
full 72, right?
52.
52 card deck.
Austin drew 72 cards, but he pocketed 20 aces. So, so he's just like, oh, aces again.
Yeah.
So we'd be in back in the corner. All our stuff is done. We'd be playing rummy, and I'd put down the money. So we would kind of bet a little bit.
I used to play rummy with Matthew. He should not have been betting money on it.
I was gonna say I've played rummy with Matthew once or twice, and
We should play rummy again.
I love playing rummy. I think it's an underrated card game. At least in our group, I feel like people either want to play euchre or
I love
like
euchre
poker.
so much.
I love playing poker. I'm not a big euchre fan. Nobody ever wants
I
to
don't
play
like
rummy.
euchre. That's too complicated.
I love euchre and poker.
I think Matthew's just not great at card
Yeah.
games.
Any card game where you have to count.
Yeah. We would
I'm just bad at counting.
sometimes play rummy at our house, me, you, and Burgai. And like, because we play rummy 500, so your points like either end in 5 or 0.
Yeah.
And Burgai just is so good at mental math. So he would count his cards and then look over at Matthew's and count his in his head, and then I would count my own. And he'd go, Matthew, how many do you have? And he'd already be writing Matthew's. And it'd be like, Matthew have like 50 points, and he'd be like, 44.
Huh?
Matthew, how are you counting these cards? Because it's not right.
Math has never been my strong suit.
So
Oh my god. So. Oh, I have to think of something. Mine, honestly, I don't know why. I just think of my 16th birthday party, which wasn't anything crazy. I didn't have like a my super sweet 16. We did like the classic like bowling and going to Pizza Hut after. So it was, yeah, I will post some pictures because you were there and Burguy was there also. And it was, I didn't know how to dress back then. And I had a theme. It's like, oh, wear your crazy hats to the bowling alley. So I had like I also loved the fucking graphic tees from Kohl's. That's all I would wear. So I'm wearing like black skinny jeans. I think I was wearing my mythical shoes. You remember when Rhett and Link sold shoes? I had a pair of pink ones. I was wearing those,
Dang.
black skinny jeans. And then I had like some shirt on it that had like, I don't know, some just stupid quote, like the ones you used to get at Kohl's. And then a fucking pink plaid striped fedora. My hair is like I tried straightening it, but then it's like so frizzy that it starts to stick out. And I had the fake glasses that people used to wear. Like you could buy the glasses, but like the lenses were just plastic see-through. Which I had glasses that I never wore, but I would wear the fake glasses to school because I thought they looked cool. And they were bright pink. And
Hell yeah, match your fedora.
I didn't mean to like go into detail about my outfit, but it's just like the way I'm specifically dressed that day could just sum up most of my high school experience. I was just like, I was trying to be quirky and random,
I'm not like other girls.
kind of, yeah. But no, we went bowling. Burguy had just bought, it was a fucking Sing Party on Wii U, and Matthew was doing screamo versions of songs. Fucking lost his voice and he couldn't talk all the way to the bowling alley.
I had to do some deep meditation because I was channeling all my chakra to get my voice back on the car ride there.
So
I was just
Maddie, quit moving the table.
I think that one might have been me because I was fucking with my mic. But yeah, that birthday party specifically was just high school, man.
One of the first ones that comes to my mind is in our Spanish class. We had like 5 kids in it. And it was the time we had to make commercials in Spanish. One of the commercials we thought of was a Doritos commercial. And they're like, oh, we'll just paint a box. And, the commercial will be someone in the box getting tackled. And then, we're eating Doritos. And I was like, oh, I'll be in the box. And they're like, all right, to paint it all up. There's no place for me to see. So we go to the high school gym. It's like, all right, guys, we need to film right here because this is where the baseline is. So I will just follow this line. And then we'll kind of go from there. Can we have it where I'm tackled right here just so I can brace for impact? So I'm running, trying to hold the box up as well because they cut armholes out, but they were too small. So I was like, I'll just hold it. I get tackled. I can't brace myself. So my head whiplashes onto the basketball court.
Jesus Christ.
damn.
So they're finishing the commercial. I just.
Was it worth whatever grade you got on that project?
We got an A+.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it was 5 of us. If we didn't pass that class, we were mentally ill.
That's how because I took Spanish all 4 years of high school, and it's like the first 2 years, like the Spanish teacher we had, it's like you really have to buckle down and like learn it, and then you get to Spanish 3, and you kind of just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then Spanish 4 is just like
because you really didn't give a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we had to do like one whole project when I was in Spanish 4, and we had to do like a PSA video, which you filmed for us.
Yeah,
you
I
were in
remember
our
that.
Spanish class,
I remember that.
and me and my group were just like so nonchalant about that class because it's like we're gonna get an A, like who cares? And so it was the night before our project is due. It's like I had like Windows Movie Maker on my laptop, but it's like I literally like have no time to even edit this down, like even if we do get it filmed. And we had a quiz bowl match that night, so we all went straight from the quiz bowl match to our friend's house. And it was me and then the friend whose house we were filming at, and then our other friend who was in the Spanish class doing the project with us, and then Matthew filmed. And I'm like, we got to get this all in just one take. And there were multiple scenes too. So like for the scene changes, because we were playing all the parts. So for the scene changes, we would like my friend's house is set up like in a circle. So it's like kitchen, dining room, and then the other archway, and then the living room, and then this little hallway. So we're like, Matthew, you start here, and then we have to go from the kitchen scene over to the living room and film the actual like interview scene. So we just had Matthew slowly turn around and like film the wall for a bit as like a transition, and then you're in the living room and it's the same three characters just in like
Different
hats and
outfits.
like different outfits. It was pretty clever, like for last minute doing a Spanish project. You did a great job filming that.
You know, also a masterpiece. The Red Badge of Courage.
Which I still, it's on a hard drive somewhere.
I
know
am so
still have
sad
it.
I missed out.
Oh.
I don't think I knew you guys at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I knew you all that well.
I am so sad I was not there.
Because that's when like you and Burgai were friends, and then me and Matthew were friends.
Yeah.
We hadn't quite combined our friend groups yet.
Exactly.
Because our like big friend group we hung out with, probably my senior year of high school, it was just Burgai and his two friends, and then me and my two friends. We just kind of all combined.
Yeah. It got to the point. Sorry, but it got
okay.
to the point where our senior year, we sat. It was just our group sitting on one side of the cafeteria while the rest of them.
Yeah,
Remember that?
because we took over their table. That's over on like the elementary side.
Yeah.
Why'd they let us sit over there?
Our move.
Yeah, they couldn't mess with us.
They were too intimidated by me.
Yeah.
I
looked over and said, "There's too much power of friendship over there."
I actually fucking hated lunchtime in high school.
I did too.
It was so bad.
That was the best time.
It's like when I don't ever think I got bullied, but I got picked on by a lot of people who were like my friends. And like you guys pick on me, but like it'd be brutal some days. So yeah, I don't miss that aspect of high school.
I remember cracking myself up because the so-called bully of the school at that time, we had this little cart where if people didn't finish their milk, they could set it on it, and then anybody could go grab it. No, I mean
Unopened.
unopened.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're just saying if you didn't finish your milk.
I just drank half this milk. Someone else can have it.
unopened, and I knew every time a milk would get set up there, the first person that would go up to grab it would be that bully. And so I kind of snuck over there and I opened it slightly and I pulled the tab a little bit. And guess who got out of his seat and did the saunter over? And he grabbed it and he held it upside down because he was so cool. So the whole trail of milk was following him and he was like, "What?" And then he got in trouble with the cafeteria ladies and it was the funniest shit ever.
Damn, he's savage.
Yeah, it worked out too well.
What was your guys' like? What milk carton would you grab? Are you guys chocolate milk people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
You like the strawberry, didn't you?
I still love strawberry milk. Strawberry Nesquik.
Mhm.
I don't really fuck with the powder anymore, but every now and then I'll get the bottles.
She messes with the different kind of powder.
My mom watches this. Don't say that. But yeah. And also I think like which fuck Nestle, they're a shitty company, but I do fuck with some Nesquik. But they I think sponsor DK Metcalf. So and his favorite is strawberry milk too, so have to. He said so
He said
that was a weird tone shift.
he said
I don't know what I was trying to do there.
she was living in that moment for a second.
hungover.
Like DK specifically was talking to her.
I don't even like the strawberry milk, but DK Metcalf says I have to drink. No, I do fuck with strawberry milk though, for real. It's always weird to me that it's like, oh, you're gonna have your fucking chicken sandwich and
Here's some milk.
and your like whatever fruit cup the school has that day, and don't forget your thing of milk. When I got into high school, I would buy the Crystal Light lemonades every day with my lunch.
Those were
Those
love
were
the lemon.
good.
I love the lemon one.
Yeah, those were like a staple for me.
Mm-hmm. They used to have a vending machine of that stuff, and I always would get some on our journeys to competitions and stuff.
Anytime I have, which I can't even tell you last time I had a Crystal Light lemonade, but it takes me back to like being in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I also remember like we would have, anytime we had like a band thing or quiz bowl thing after school, I would take this is like obviously after I had my license, but I would take a bunch of underclassmen and we'd go down to the Dollar General down the road
Oh yeah.
and you'd get snacks. And every time we had a band thing or quiz bowl thing, I always got a Dr. Pepper and a bag of sour gummy worms.
Mm.
And then I would like, not be in like a sugar coma. And I can't do that now. Like I still fuck with some sour gummy worms, but I cannot eat a whole bag of them or else I feel like shit.
Yeah, I'm getting that way with Sour Patch Kids, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like I do miss being able to like just crush like candy and stuff like that.
Remember, there'd be sometimes for Quiz Bowl matches where we'd have it later in the day, so I'd run and get food. And since I was a broke high school kid, I would go to Burger King because you could get like 10 nuggets for $2. I would get 20 nuggets, 2 large fries, and 2 drinks because I was like, I don't want them to think I'm eating all this food. So obviously, a second drink will make them think it's for 2 people.
Yeah, because they really give a shit how much food you're gonna eat.
That's how awkward I was in high school.
I believe it.
But the ladies loved it. I just didn't know.
Yeah, you told us some stories, but it's okay, Tegan.
That's what keeps me up at night. It's not that I peaked in high school. It's just, man, I missed out on so many opportunities.
It's okay. Now you know better.
He hasn't learned. He's still just as bad.
Yep.
It actually is crazy how much you fumble that.
Yeah, maybe there will just be a podcast where we talk about every moment I fumbled,
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
or make that a rank.
You'll have a moment like I did reading those band charts, like,
Yeah. What was my moment like that? Like you had the band charts and you had all the time you fumbled with women. Mine would probably be like,
Just your everyday life.
yeah, it's like, fuck that up. Shoot. It'll be something new tomorrow. Yeah.
oh my gosh, I hate it. I'm still awkward, but think of me like 4 times as awkward in high school. It was bad.
Gizmo. Yeah, I like didn't know how to talk to people in high school. I also like have really bad anxiety that was like undetected until I became an adult. And I just thought I was like just insane person and like shy. And then I started like going to therapy and I'm like, oh, like I'm actually not supposed to feel like this all the time. That's crazy. Because I could not make small talk or go do like the simplest task. Like it'd be crazy.
Mhm.
Like if I had to call somebody,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
I remember the first time my dad forced me to order pizza. Because I'm like, oh, Dad, can we get pizza? It's Friday night. He's like, yeah, but you're ordering. And I froze and I said, what?
Yeah. And now it's like no big deal.
He's like, yeah, call the number. Tell him what we want. I'm like, huh? And I literally started crying when I was dialing the number. I'm like, I can't. And then I finally did it. I'm like, oh.
My dad and I got in that same argument, but my dad was drunk when he was going through it with me. And I straight up refused. It's like, I'm not calling pizza place. I'm not doing it. And he went on this rant about like, you're not ever gonna always have someone to help you out, and you just need to figure this stuff on your own, and blah blah blah. I was like, I was young. I was maybe like 10 or 11.
Mhm.
It's like, dude.
Damn.
and then he finally just called and ordered the pizza, and I was like, I don't know what lesson he was trying to instill in me, but I can call and order pizza now, even after I didn't do that. So joke's on him.
Yeah.
It took me 4 years of therapy, but I can call up the pizza place now.
I'm glad I can make phone calls now because I could not before.
Yeah, I think that's just like an age thing too. Just well, when you're an adult, you have to also. You just have to like I remember the first time I went to the dentist by myself and had to make my own appointments.
Mhm.
And it's like, what? My mom's not gonna fucking call the dentist anymore?
Yeah. What kind of bullshit is
Yeah.
that?
Right now, I'm in a joking standstill with my mom because I keep telling myself I need to make a doctor appointment because of my throat issue where I could die at any moment eating food.
No big deal.
No big deal. But I keep going, Mom, can you call them for me? I keep trying to see if she'll break.
God bless moms. Because sometimes they will do that even now.
Yeah.
Well, like the first time I this might be a little TMI, but whatever, leave it in, don't care. But when I decided to like go on birth control for the first time, I was 19. It was like right after my 19th birthday. And I'd never like made a doctor's appointment or anything by myself. And like that's a big one because like I don't know what I'm doing. So I said something to my mom, like, hey, I think I want to like do this. And she's like, okay, like, do you want me to call and make an appointment for you? Like you could see my lady. I said, sure, that's fine. And then she tells me the next day, oh, I made you an appointment to go, see the female doctor for that. And I was like, okay. They also had an opening and I was due for my appointment, so we got back-to-back appointments. And I'm like, well, shoot.
That's a true bonding experience. Right?
I should have just called myself. But it's not like we were back there at the same time. It was just like she went back and then we just swapped.
Mhm.
But I was like, good fucking God.
Egging you in.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's so fun being a girl, man. But shout out to my mom, super supportive.
My sister and I have the same family doctor. I didn't realize that until I went to go see her for the first time, and she was asking me the usual,
Mhm.
yeah, do you have any siblings and whatnot? Like, yeah, Hannah. She's like, Hannah Hilton, and I stared at her for a good minute. I said, how do you know about my sister?
Who are you? Matthew kicks down the door with his pants still around his ankles because he was getting a physical.
she's like, I'm also her doctor. I'm like, oh yeah, you are, because my mom mentioned it at some
Yeah.
point, and I'm like, oh, okay.
And then you just go, ladies and gentlemen, we got her. That's a HIPAA violation.
Saying it. It's like, about that. My family doctor growing up, but like graduated high school with my stepdad, and they used to pal around. So it's like I would go in for something, and then it'd be halfway through. He goes, "So how's Steve doing?" It's like I don't want to talk about my stepdad. I just want to like get my medicine and go home. Like shut the fuck up, actually. So, but yeah, it's fun being an adult.
I've got a medical story, but I really don't want to share it right now.
Well, then don't.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to bring it up.
Oh gosh.
Guess in the comments what you think Matthew's medical story is. If you're correct, he'll like your comment.
No, I won't.
I'll tell you about gizmos.
Yeah. Did you have to call and make his appointment, or did he do it? Oh, okay. It's a dumb joke. I'm sorry.
He's just a dog.
No, but dogs are. This is TMI, and Jaylene, you may want to bleep a lot of this.
Okay.
But dogs are supposed to like express their anal glands,
Oh yeah.
and either due to his allergies or some other reason, he wasn't able to do that recently. So he's been like licking his butt.
Mhm.
I was like, They're like, yeah. So here's some antibiotics to get his butt uninflamed, and to help with his allergies. And now I have to wipe his paws too with medical wipe things.
Nice. I thought that was gonna be way worse.
No,
dog.
no, but the day I took him to the vet was Halloween.
Oh, like their trick or treat.
Yeah, so he's usually really good in the vehicle, but because there was such bad traffic in some areas, he started getting anxious and like
Oh,
trying to get up to me. I'm like, dude, I'm driving.
poor guy.
Yeah, and then when we got to the vet, he was still riled up, just like, get me out of here. But they love him there. They said when I saw his name on there, I was so excited to see him, and I went, "You're excited to see my sick dog? You were hoping he would get sick? Why I oughta?"
Put him in their place.
No, he's just a big teddy bear.
Gizmo's a good dog.
Unless Burt guys are around.
Oh,
Then he's
Yeah.
terrified.
it's so funny because my cats hate Burguy. The one does not like him, which is funny because that's a cat I had when Burguy and I were roommates, and like right away he's like, nah, fuck this guy actually. But then my cat that I just adopted like a year and a half ago, he will like which he does this a lot when people come over. Like he is scared, but he likes to know like what's going on.
Yeah, so he'll just
But it's like
be peeping.
But it's extra when Burguy's there. Because last time Burguy was at my house, like he was maybe a couple feet away, which he normally doesn't get that close, and he was just staring him down. Because you said that the one time you came over, and he was just across the dining room staring at you, and you go, "Does that cat ever blink?"
Blink, motherfucker. Mean mugging me.
He needs to know what's going on. They were like that when I passed out candy for trick or treat last year. I happened to, because they like to sit in the window, especially if I'm out there doing something. And I look in because all these kids are coming up to get their Pokemon cards and their candy. And I look in the window because I'm like, oh, it's probably so cute. I got these two cats, just in the window. They're both like mean mugging all the kids. Like they looked like mean cats, like they're about to start swinging. And I was like, why are my cats such assholes? They're nice when it's just me at home, but it's like they don't like people just intruding on their house. The one's not so bad depending on who comes over. Like he knows a lot of my friends, but Donnie just, I don't know, he's weird.
Piglet, when I was over at your house, he kept like rubbing his
He
head.
missed you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So I was trying to play, but I also was trying to pet him at the same time. And then when I would move up, he would like,
yeah, he wouldn't leave you alone.
huh?
So
That's why I gotta do what I do. Just stick my feet out and
yeah. Tegan will come over and he'll like take his shoes off and kick his feet up at my house, and my cat Piglet will just start like rubbing himself under Tegan's feet. It's so weird.
it's almost immediately.
Yeah.
When I get there,
He's
I'm
like,
giving him what he wants.
just get those dogs out. You know what I'm here for.
Those dogs out, or I'm just wasting my time.
I'm leaving that in.
Jaylene, find that comment and post it.
Don't do that.
If you're the person who commented that and you're somehow watching this video, I just want you to know you gave us years of entertainment for that, and I'm leaving this in.
Are you gonna show your tits or my waist?
Be careful what you post on Facebook, because even if you're commenting on another page, your people can still see it.
How did you find? You're the one who found that, right?
No,
I don't remember which one of
I
us found
thought
it.
it was you.
No, oh, it might have been our other buddy.
Oh yeah.
But
Wait, no, it was me.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, it was. It was me. Because I was scrolling through, and it was like this person commented, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh,
That's so funny. It's actually so funny. Holy cow.
Anytime I want to comment on something, and that just runs through my head like, is it worth it?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh shoot. Yeah. I don't know where to go from here.
Oh, that
We were just having a wholesome conversation about our animals, and it went there way too fast.
was that the same one I tried setting you up with accidentally?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. At your graduation party. We won't get into too much detail here, but it was this guy in high school that had a bit of a crush on me, and Tegan
Didn't know.
Uh-oh.
yeah, I don't know, because I don't think you're actually trying to set us up. You were just like, oh, it was,
I was going to grab a basketball for my truck.
yeah, and I said, oh, I'll go get it because I have to go to the bathroom anyway. Because I was stopping at my mom's.
I didn't know about this.
Well, you were too busy.
You were
being
trying to hook
graduated.
Jaylene up with that person?
No, but
Unintentionally.
Tegan was parked in front of my mom's house. Your party was at like the
park.
In town,
Mhm.
and I don't ever use a porta potty unless I absolutely have to. Another option. So I had to pee, and I'm like, well, I'll just walk across the street to my mom's house. At the same time that you need a basketball to your truck, it's like, well, two birds, one stone. I'll grab the basketball and then I'll go pee and then I'll come back. And then this guy goes, oh, do you want me to go with you? And before I could even answer, Tegan's like, yeah, you can go with her. It's in the bed of my truck. I just gave you a look because we weren't that great of friends yet. We were kind of just in the
But
same
you know what?
social
It was unintentional payback for what you did.
Yeah.
He did shoot his shot though. I will say that.
Eh. He was a nice kid. He was just not my type.
You wasted his time.
Yeah, I didn't show my tits. Sorry. I
No.
hope he watches this. It's so funny.
But
I hope it's a thing like, are they talking about me? And he's thinking back, he's like,
oh
oh
no.
no.
But
my God. Yeah.
Jaylene, you want to talk about how
Yeah.
bad
so-
of a friend you were to me?
Well, we weren't really friends yet. I just had your number, but because I had your number for a different reason, which we can talk about that too. But we went
I
to
don't remember.
we went to school with this one girl who like it's like every week she had a crush on somebody new. At one point, I think she like had a crush on everybody in the whole fucking high school.
Yeah, everyone in my class pretty much. It was just
She went through everybody in our
Yeah.
class and the class had. So like, and if she caught wind that you were friends with that person, she wouldn't leave you the fuck alone. So it's like she knew that you were like best friends with my brother, and like she would just talk to me about you constantly and like wouldn't shut up.
I mean, I'm a great topic.
And finally, like
You're
she,
a hot topic.
she finally like she kept asking me like, "Can you just give me his number? Can you just give me his number?"
Oh my
And
god.
I finally got sick of it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Here it is. Leave me the fuck alone. And you know what? She left me alone after that. It was great.
It was plotted perfectly too because it was like Easter.
It was Easter, yeah.
And she was just like, "Hey, this is so and so. Happy Easter." I went, "Oh, that I don't know how she got my number, but I guess I'll respond with a Happy Easter." Big mistake. Because
But-
then it immediately just went to the crazy, just like, "Well, if we start dating."
Oh my
My
god.
parents don't want me dating anyone, so they went, "No." I went, Jesus Christ.
She also I feel bad talking about people from high school, but they're not gonna see this, right? Okay, great. I did a Spanish project with her like when I was a sophomore, and it happened to be the same week that she decided she had a big old crush on my brother. And we get this project done, and like it was weird because it didn't take us very long. And she goes, "Oh well, my parents can't pick me up for another hour." And I'm like, "Can my mom drop you off?" She goes, "No, like they want to come get me. Like they don't want me riding a car with anybody else."
That's fucked.
Okay, fine, whatever. Like we could just hang out in my room. So we're just in my room, doing teenage girl things and just like hanging out. And Burguy's not there. Burguy was somewhere like a band practice or something.
Freaking nerd.
And I'm just trying to like, hang out with this girl and like pass time. And she keeps going, "We should go in Jacob's room."
Oh my.
Wouldn't it be funny if we went into Jacob's room?
That'd be fucking
No,
hilarious.
his room's fucking disgusting. I do not want to go in there. Like, and I was a teenage girl once. Like, I had friends who, like, at one point in time, I had crushes on their brothers. I always felt so awkward being at their house, knowing that I had a crush on that person. And like, you're a teenage girl, you don't like hide it very well. But it's like, I remember like one of my friends asked me one time because she knew I had a big crush on her brother, and she goes, "He's not home. Do you want to go snoop through his room?" Like, kind of just being like, like picking on me. And that the thought of that made me feel so awkward. I couldn't imagine being in high school having a crush on a boy, and it's like, yeah, let me just like hang out in his bedroom when he's not here with his sister.
Oh,
Like, that feels so icky. And also, have you been in a teenage boy's bedroom? Come on. They're so gross.
wouldn't it be funny if I just laid on his bed?
Wouldn't it be funny if he got back and I was just like naked in his room? Be like, actually, no, that's not. Your parents need to come get you ASAP. But yeah, high school, man, don't miss it.
Me either.
Yeah.
Good memories, but don't miss it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just don't miss being a teenager. It was a weird time.
Now Jaylene doesn't have my number, so she can't give it out to people.
I do have your number. The reason I got your number because we were not like we didn't even like really talk to each other, like have a conversation at this point. But you guys had some joke with your friend group about like, do you like dragons?
I remember that.
And I
yeah.
was at my dad's house one weekend, and he goes, and Verga goes, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Can you text this number and ask, do you like dragons?" And I'm like, "Who is this?" And he goes, "Just send the text." And finally, like, I sent it, and I don't even think you responded.
No.
Yeah, and finally he told me, he goes, "Oh, it was Tegan."
Classic Tegan.
And
move.
I had in my head that you didn't like me for the longest time, because I would like
Keep that thought.
I would go over to like hang out at your table because my lunch table would make fun of me. So then I would go like stand over there for the second half of lunch. And you would always make some shitty comment like, I don't know if you were joking around or if like you were being sincere.
We'll never know.
I had it in my head that you just did not like me. So then he told me that I text you, do you like dragons? I was like, well, Tegan already hates me. He does not like me. Why would you do that? And then
Tegan probably didn't know it was you when you sent the text.
no, he didn't.
I just knew it had to be in relation to Bird Guy
Okay.
because he was the one latched on to that.
He's the one milking the bit.
Do you
I can't even believe
do you
that.
guys remember like the chain texts like, hey, forward this to blah blah blah?
Oh my god.
I used to get those so much. I don't know what was the point of the
It would be like send this to your 3 best things
Yeah.
in the world, and then be like, what the fuck? Do you remember what? This might be really obscure. This is back when I had my LG banter, so we're going back in time here. And it would be this thing. It would like this 6-digit number, and you could text it questions, and it would text back. Do you remember what that was?
I vaguely remember.
You know,
it,
you know what I'm talking about, right? And you could just ask it stupid shit. It's kind of like AI before AI. Like, I'm sure it was.
just some guy just
I always wondered like what it was. Somebody tell me what that is, cause fuck. Or you remember having to star 69 shit if you wanted to prank call?
Oh yeah.
yeah, there were star 69 and I think star 66
And like
7.
text signatures.
I love the text.
I kind of miss that. We should bring that
Yeah.
back.
Text signatures are always great.
Just end every text with a dash. Man,
Yeah, that was.
I did the classic like song lyrics.
Yeah, you did have a song lyric.
Yeah, I remember for the longest time
how often did you rotate the lyrics?
I would usually whatever I was latched onto at the time, but I remember I stopped doing it when I started listening to punk music because
Hell yeah.
I was like, these people. I literally had this thought. It's like these people just don't understand Green Day. They just can't. And now looking back, it's like Green Day's pretty accessible. Like anybody can get Green Day.
They wouldn't
It's not-
understand the lyrics.
it's not-
They've only been around for 20 years. No one knows who Green Day is.
But that's when I stopped, and then I just didn't have any signature for the longest time because everybody had one. It's like I don't need a signature. Like I'm above you people because I'm listening to fucking Fall Out Boy.
I didn't know how to do it. So.
It doesn't surprise me, fucking old man.
I also had like a flip phone and slide phone for the longest time. I was just
But you could do it on the slide phones. Because when I got my first Android smartphone, that's when like the signatures were out. People weren't doing it anymore. But I remember for the longest time, I don't know why this one sticks in my brain, but it was, oh, what the fuck is that country singer? What's his name? It was one of his songs. It was he was
Jill.
big when I was in middle school. He was on
Arthur Morgan.
he was on he I think he was or is on American Idol.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
But like a judge on it.
Katy Perry,
No, but I did fuck with Katy Perry back in the day.
Simon Cowell,
Same.
No.
Randy Jackson.
It was it's that song that like, girl, you make my speakers go boom boom. And what the fuck is the name of that song? But it was like, the chorus goes, I'm a little drunk on you and high on summertime. I had a lyric from that song as my text signature for the longest time.
Whoa.
Because you know me, I'm like real into country. But yeah, and then I look back, I'm like, he fucking sucked. I don't remember his name.
That's gonna bug you now.
I know, yeah.
If you guys haven't figured out yet, Jalen's kind of a music snob. So this is gonna bug her.
Yeah, and he wasn't even good, but that was before I like figured out like what I liked to listen to, because that's that time in your life where you just kind of listen to what everybody else is listening to around you,
Yeah.
and then you find like, you know, Green Day on the iPod that you got for Christmas from your mom and your grandma who bought it used on eBay because they couldn't afford a brand new one.
The first music player that I had, I didn't have any music taste. I didn't know about adding music. It was just stuff my mom put on it. So I'd listen to my mom's music just for the longest time.
Your mom's got good music taste though,
Yeah.
so that's not too bad.
And then then that got me into like Sean Kingston,
I was not
Sean
expecting that.
Kingston, CeeLo Green.
Beautiful girl.
I was gonna say Matthew blaring "Beautiful Girl" while
I was-
driving.
B.O.B.
I remember you were into Big Time Rush.
Oh my god, I
favorite guy,
love
but
Big
it's
Time
not-
Rush.
Did you say Book Time Rush?
Play the clip back.
Book Time Rush, guys.
Of course, Pitbull as well, dude.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, we bonded over that early on in our friendship when I found out that you fucked with Big Time Rush. And it was one
Yeah.
of those things where we didn't really talk about it much because you were a teenage boy.
The show was great. I loved it.
I love the show. The show is aged beautifully. The songs are all great. I need to see Big Time Rush in concert.
My favorite Big Time Rush song is Boyfriend.
Boyfriend's good. Do you like the version with Snoop Dogg or without?
Without, I think.
I think so too.
I'd have to listen to it again.
I was actually listening to Big Time Rush on the way here.
Yeah.
I was.
Isn't there like 2 or 3 Big Time Rush songs in our MPL?
There's 2 now.
Huh?
I'm gonna just put all BTR in there.
Huh?
It's I think halfway there is in there, and then the most recently I think Any Kind of Guy.
Mhm.
Any Kind of Guy. Worldwide will always be my favorite Big Time Rush song. I remember watching the special when it aired on Nickelodeon because Kendall's girlfriend was moving to New Zealand to film a movie, and
I know Cruise.
and it's telling a story, but okay, that's fine. Fuck, Dynamite's a great song.
Damn right it is.
Just light it up
Like it's
dynamite. Fucking jeez.
Damn.
To the middle school fucking dance.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
But yeah, when Kendall lost his girlfriend, I cried.
Oh.
Yeah, and I fucking love that song. You know, how much do you know about Big Time Rush? And why is it not enough?
Yeah, I was gonna say I know a little bit.
He's actually a bigger rusher than us. He just
Don't
doesn't
look in my bedroom.
Vince.
It's just all 4 of them, but my face photoshopped.
Who's your favorite Big Time Rush member? I just said
Honestly,
one.
Yeah, you said
Honestly,
Kendall.
I couldn't name one.
Let's see, Kendall.
Yeah.
There's what's some generic names?
There's one that starts with a J.
James. Is that it?
Yeah.
I was thinking John or James.
Yeah, the one that starts with an L. And then one that starts with a C.
But wasn't one like Carlos?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does.
Carlos.
Because you need that diversity. You can't just have 4 white guys.
240 or 24 or
Matthew Math.
how many people are Big Time Rush?
Okay, you said the last one was L.
If you get this, I'm actually like gonna think you're a rusher.
It's gotta be like Luke or Lucas.
No.
Was it? It wasn't Liam, was it?
No. Come on.
Larry.
No.
Could you imagine? Logan.
Oh,
Yeah.
basic white boy name.
Well, he is.
Imagine that though. There's Kendall and James and Carlos and Larry.
Logan was like the nerd of the group. That's how they marketed him.
There was
Now all the girls want Logan.
Well, because every group needs to follow the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles group aspect, where you have the leader, the buff hothead,
comic relief.
the nerd, and the comic relief.
What's that? Like Plaid Couch in that scenario. You're the leader.
Yeah.
Are you comic relief?
Yeah,
or Fur Guy?
he's Michelangelo.
Yeah, definitely Michael. I'm definitely a
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Her guy's a Donatello.
You're Raphael
Yep.
for sure.
What's that mean? I don't know Ninja Turtles.
You get hot-headed.
I do not. When do I get
And on that
hot-headed?
note,
When do I get hot-headed?
bye everybody.
Bye.
I'm too hungover to be screaming.